job I'm going to use all-purpose joint compound. It's a little bit slower to work out of this type of joint compound. There are joint compounds that do dry faster. This one will take a couple of hours per layer. I'm going to do very thin layers here. This is just the kind of technique that I've learned early on. When I first started working with joint compounds, I would want to be in a hurry, try to finish it up. You just can't do that with working with this. You have to put layer after layer after layer. And so I'm going to show you how to do that in this particular case. So you just take the lid off, and then with a smaller trowel, not the 5-inch trowel, because sometimes 5-inch trowels won't fit in this, all I'm going to do here is take out a bit of mud and then just put it into the pan like so. And then when I work, I try to get it as smooth as possible, no air bubbles, and I just work the mud like so, and just work the edge, and then I'm ready to go. One important key here is that you want to make sure that your trowels are kept as clean as possible at all times, even when mud dries on these trowels. If you have any left over when you're trying to apply wet mud onto the dry surface and you've got dried mud on your edges, it will leave a line, and that means just more sanding and more layering and things like this. So the object to this is to get a very smooth edge. Now I'm going to apply the mud to the joint tapes. So what I do here is just take a little bit of this mud, apply it to the edge, get the edge as clean as possible, and then I'm just going to think about applying just a little bit just to get the width of the mud onto the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and just try it one time. The idea and the frustration that you're going to have is try to get it perfect your first run. It's not going to happen. So you just got to lay a little bit at a time and go from there. And what I try to do is just add a little bit as I go along. I'm trying to cover up the tape. And so that's how I'm approaching this whole job here. Just cover up the tape. Think small layers, thin layers. And don't get to the temptation where it's got to be perfect every time, because you can waste a lot of time as well. And so as you go along, when you see any of the screws that you've put in, go ahead and cover those as well. So all I'm doing here is just thinking about covering up the tape. That's all I'm concerned about. Just want to cover up the tape.